looking at Eutelsat 113 West. When you name your satellites, make it give it a name that people can pronounce, please. Eutelsat, whatever it is. Anyway, here's the transponder this morning for the Luken MUX. It's not coming in very good, so let's go out and take a look and see why it's not coming in good. All right. So Luken, which has Retro TV, Action TV, Heartland, and other channels that you can get on satellite. Heartland, Rev TV. There's a bunch of them. There's like about, there's more than 10 channels there. There's Jewelry Channel. There's a bunch of channels over there. That's over on Eutelsat or whatever. 113 West. So they've moved from 87 West, SES2, to 113 West on CBAND, which reading on the forums, other people have said the signal is actually coming in better, because I've always found that the signal on 87 West on the SES Retro TV MUX was never, I always had trouble getting that in. So it's actually not coming in this morning. My dishes got covered with a bit of snow, so I'm just gonna go sweep off the dishes, and then I should be able to get the signal again. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get, I haven't tested it. I got a KU LMB on my 4-footer now, which I've been using to receive 87 West. I was using it to receive SES2 for the CNN news source and for the Sinclair broadcast, which shows Ring of Honor. So I use this thing for Ring of Honor. Secured it to the deck. It's got a concrete buckle with the pole coming up, but also I have it secured here with tie wraps and ropes holding it to the deck so it doesn't get a big gust of wind, doesn't blow it over and knock it down. All right, so now we're looking at the scan. So when I went to 113 West, I did a blind scan. First thing you do is, if you're trying to find a new transponder, one thing you can do is go through transponders that you might already have programmed in there. So if you see signal quality, it should pop up. You do a blind scan. You want to make sure you have it set for blind scan and for free, as I had it there. So we'll go through all of the settings. And I'm looking for the Luken MUX mainly, because there is lots of other channels on here, but I think they're all Spanish. The channels I'm looking for are these ones here, these Action East, and so when I say the Luken MUX, it's not just a couple of channels like the 6 that I had up there. It's actually, there's a whole bunch of like East and West versions of the channels. You can find all that on Linksat. And all the frequencies for these channels are listed on Linksat. I always like to throw out a shout out to the folks over at Linksat, because that's where you can find all that information. So as you can see, I scanned in a few channels here, and so sometimes there'll be a service, but it won't say what the service is. It'll say service 2, channel 10 or whatever. But the Luken MUX will come in. It will actually say the call signs for each channel that it's carried in that system. So a blind scan, when you're doing a blind scan of your satellite, You first want to make sure you have the correct input frequencies for your LMB. In my case, I have a LMB that the input frequency is at 5150, which is on the menu before the one you just saw. I've done a few videos on that before too, where I've blind scanned in some satellites just so that people can get an idea of how they can find free unencrypted channels on your satellite that you're free to use and watch. So smart TV, radio TV, that was like whatever service that was. It was basically the same thing, just two different feeds on that are labeled differently, and you might see that as well with satellite stuff at times. And sometimes it can just be the waiting game, just waiting to see what will come in. And as you can see, some of the frequencies are okay and failed. That's just this receiver. I'm scanning this with my Amico mini receiver. I could scan with my Z Gamma, but with my Z Gamma it has a much slower blind scan, so I tend to like to use this one just because the blind scan is probably just a few minutes, but I found with this satellite it actually takes a little bit longer, maybe because they have so many frequencies in the lower range. And this is also to make a note of about Luken, Luken Communications, Luken Broadcasting. They have, so they're ceasing their use of the 87 West SES2, and they will be they'll be shutting that down, that transponder, and they've secured this one here at 113 West. So if you do watch it with the old satellite, it might be off. As of recording this video, I think it was still up, but they have a few days probably before it's for full time over to 113 West C-band. And yes, you will need a C-band dish to receive these channels. There is some KU band channels on this satellite, but what we're talking about, the Luken Retro TV and Family Channel, MUX, Fam Channel, those ones are only on C-band. Retro TV used to be on Galaxy 19, but it was only a temporary feed that they had up there. They used to have Retro TV, Tough, and Rev up on Galaxy 19, which was great. I wish it could always be that way, but unfortunately it's not. So I've scanned in and just checking the signal here. Now it looks like I didn't scan in the Retro TV MUX. Sometimes this will happen with certain receivers, particularly my receivers, that I actually have to enter in the frequencies manually. So that's what I'm doing. I just enter the 3920 frequency, and the symbol rate for this one is 30,000, something like that. And it's on the vertical polarity. So I just key those frequencies in. We'll see if we can scan in all those channels that I'm looking for. Because I did a blind scan, and what happened was it didn't show up on the blind scan. So I just want to make sure it's a free scan, because I don't want the encrypted channels, because it'll just be like hundreds of channels I can't watch. So there's all those Retro TV, Luken type channels. So on my Z Gamma, I had to do the same thing as well. And another thing I found with my Z Gamma box, at first the signal was not appearing. So that's one thing you want to watch out for, is when you're entering your frequency, because sometimes it didn't look like it was actually showing up, but then when I did a scan, it scanned in all the channels. So I just went through different frequencies. And as I said, you can find all this information over on Linksat. All the other channels that are on 113 West are also listed there. Now, some of these channels may be spot beam for South America, and we might not be able to get them in North America, and vice versa. Some might not work in North America. And also, I'd like to recommend checking out TVRO Sat and it's a forum site, but it also has lots of satellite news, but also has a list of channels, and that's another resource other than Linksat that I've been going to because sometimes it's updated quicker. And please come like and share my page for my videos, and join this group here for free satellite TV in North America and over-the-air streaming. And I've also opened up this new page here, Free Satellite TV 1 on Facebook. But I'm just going to keep that information. I'm just going to try to keep that just relevant to newer people.
Are you looking for a satellite dish? Are you looking for a C-band satellite dish? Are you looking for a mesh dish? The place you want to go to find that is Tech 2000. Tech 2000. Check out Tech 2000 for all of your satellite products for free-to-air satellite reception.